Calculated column versus measure. This is one of the favorite questions of interviewers. So let's understand this today. So first, let's understand the definition of these both. A calculated column is a new column which is added to a table that is created using DAX and it's not imported directly. Now, a measure is a dynamic calculation that summarizes or aggregates the data like a total or average or count. Calculated columns and measures differ on the basis of few parameters. Let's understand those parameters. So first such parameter is how it is calculated. Calculated column is calculated during the data refresh and not on the fly. But what does this sentence mean? So when you create a column, Power BI calculates its value once. And after that, whenever you refresh the data, Power BI goes through each row, computes the column and stores the result physically in the data model. That's why it's called that Power BI is calculated on the data refresh and not on the fly. And the value of the calculated column will not change unless you refresh the database. Whereas on the other hand, measure is calculated at a query time after slicing and filtering, which means that whenever you add a slicer or a filter or a new visual, Power BI recalculates its value again. So every time this value of measure keeps changing depending upon the slicers and depending upon the filters and the visuals. Then comes the second parameter. The second parameter is about storage. So calculated column gets stored in the data model, whereas measures do not get stored anywhere in the data model. That is a big difference that you need to remember. Third parameter is when it is used. Calculated column is used when you need row level logic or filtering categories. So whenever you need value per row or in a slicer or in a filter, you would use calculated column. And you would use measures when you need to change the value based on the user interaction. For example, suppose you have a number of list of deals that you have cracked in the month of September. For each deal, you have a revenue and then you have a cost. You want to calculate the profit for each deal. What you would do revenue minus cost. That would give you profit for each deal. So this is a row level calculation. And this would not change no matter if you are slicing something or you're filtering something, because profit for each deals remains same, right? Now, when it comes to measure, suppose you have calculated total sales of September month. That total sales includes the northern region, the southern region, the eastern region sales and the western region sales. So if you have a slicer of these four regions, whenever you apply slicers as south region, the measure that you have calculated as total sales, that will show the value of total sales only with respect to southern region. It will not show the total sales. So what happened? Your measure got changed when you applied a filter, right? So that is the difference between calculated column and measures. If you want a detailed video, you can let me know in the comment section. I will create a detailed video giving you some examples. And if you have any question, you can ask that in the comment section as well.